with our classes on physics, that is electricity. We have studied till now factors affecting electrical resistance. So we will talk about all the factors once again. We have studied, this is the 3-mark question in board, factors affecting resistance of the conductor. Factors affecting resistance of the conductor. We know what is resistance of the conductor. It is the property of the conductor to resist the flow of electron or to obstruct the flow of electrons. Conductors have less resistance and insulators have more resistance. How do you define resistance? That is the property of a substance to oppose or to resist the flow of electrons. The SI unit of resistance is ohms. How do you define 1 ohms? We use Y is equal to IR. V is equal to IR is from which law? Ohm's law, which says that at a constant temperature, the potential difference between the two ends of a metallic wire in a given electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. That is, V is proportional to I. So V is equal to what IR? V is equal to what IR. Now, we know that there are two types of resistances, ohmic resistances and non-ohmic resistances. Resistances which obey Ohm's law at all temperature and pressure are called ohmic resistances, and which do not obey are called as non-ohmic resistances. If we draw a graph between V and I, you always get what? A straight line passing through the origin. The slope of this graph, which is vertical distance V, by horizontal distance I, gives us what? Resistance R. So what is R? V by I is equal to R. So how do I define 1 ohm? When 1 ampere of current flows through a cross section of a conductor having a potential difference of 1 volt, it establishes or it offers a resistance of 1 ohm. Okay, now what we will do is, we will study, or we were studying factors affecting electrical resistances. We said first factor is what? Length. What did we talk about length? We said R is directly proportional to L. If the length increases, resistance increases, but current decreases. Why current decreases? Because according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So V by I is equal to R. This R and I are what proportional to each other? Inversely proportional to each other. So if R increases, I decreases. So here we will study that as the length of the wire increases, resistance increases and hence current decreases. So we should prefer what wire? Shorter wires. Shorter wires will have less resistance and will have what current? More current. Then we study if there are two resistances R1 and R2 and there are two lengths of wire L1 and L2, then R1 by R2 is equal to what? L1 by L2. Now the second factor which affects is what? Area of cross section or area or thickness of the wire, before which we said R is inversely proportional to A. That means if the wire is thick, resistance is less, current is more. If the wire is thin, resistance is more and current is less. So we prefer what wire? Thicker wires. So in general, we should always prefer shorter and thicker wires to get maximum current. Now, if there are two wires of resistance R1 and R2, then with areas A1 and A2, then R1 by R2 will be equal to what? A2 by A1. Decide out how it will be, because R1 is equal to what? 1 by A1 and R2 is equal to what? 1 by A2. If I take a ratio, this will come up. So R1 by R2 is equal to what? A2 by A1. Now, for the which we said what? Nature of material. It is the nature of material with which our resistance is made. So in nature of material, you say conductors, they offer less resistance as they allow the flow of current easily. Insulators offer more resistance as they do not allow the current to pass. The last factor or the fourth factor is temperature. As R increases or as temperature increases, resistance also increases. Okay, so now open your textbook to page number 205. I think old textbook 205. I don't know the new textbook. Okay, we had finished activity 12.1. Did we finish activity 12.1? We said it basically proves that as the potential difference increases, current also increases. This is, we took 4 cells of 1.5 volt each. We kept on adding one cell to the circuit in series. So as we increase the potential difference, we found that the current also increases. And we found that if I plot the graph between V and I, with V in y-axis and I in x-axis, I will get what? Straight line passing through the origin. Now let us come to activity 12.2. Okay, we are actually studying here what? Electrical resistance of a conductor. Take a nichrome wire, a torch bulb, a 10 volt bulb and an ammeter of 0 to 5 ampere range, a plug key and some connecting wires. Set up the circuit by connecting 4 dry cells of 1.5 volt each in series with the ammeter, leaving a gap XY in the circuit. Artha circuit kelgade diagram ide. They have left 2 points X and Y and they have connected it to the ammeter, a plug key and a battery which has 4 cells of 1.5 volt each. Set up the complete the circuit by connecting the nichrome wire in the gap XY. So first we will connect what? A nichrome wire, which is an alloy. Nichrome is an alloy of what? Nickel, chromium, iron and one more. Turn the page and see. Nichrome is what? It is an alloy of nickel, chromium, manganese and iron. Plug the key, note down the ammeter reading and take out the key from the plug. Okay, so first we will see the resistance offered by which wire? Nichrome wire. Replace the nichrome wire with a torch bulb in the circuit and find the current through it. Now, after the torch bulb, we will use what? The normal bulb, a 10 watt bulb in the gap. Are the ammeter reading different for different component in the gap XY? Yes. What do the above observation indicate? That different material have different resistances. Okay? So, you may repeat this activity by keeping any material component in the gap. Observe the ammeter reading in each case and analyze the observation. Artha. So, a main point XY madhyadalli, first we use what? Nichrome wire. Then we used a small torch bulb. Okay? And then we used a bulb of 10 watt. So, it shows that every time the ammeter reading will change, because if the resistance is more, current will be less, and if the resistance is less, current will be more. Clear? So now we will read this. Al-Barkoli. The ammeter reading changes. The ammeter reading changes every time we change the component between X and Y. The the ammeter reading changes every time we change the component between X and Y, because I am writing from here, because at constant V, our V is constant, we have taken how much? 1.5 volts, 4 cells each. So 4 cells actually. So 6 volt. So we have taken a constant V of how many volts? 6 volt. Current or I is inversely proportional to resistance. According to which law? Ohm's law. Activity clear? 12.2. That in activity 12.2 we have taken 4 cells of 1.45 volt each, connected it to a plug key, which is then connected to an ammeter, and 2 ends are left, which is X and Y. First you put a nichrome wire and see the ammeter reading. Remove the nichrome wire, put a torch bulb and then see the ammeter reading. Remove the torch bulb and then add to it what? A 10 watt bulb, and then see the ammeter reading. You will find the ammeter reading will change every time because your potential difference is fixed, but your R keeps on changing. If R keeps changing, I will also change. This is because at a constant potential difference, I and R are inversely proportional to each other. You can write V is equal to IR. So V by I is equal to R. Okay. So now what we will study or observe, why do they differ? Current differs. Certain components offer an easy path for the flow of electric current, while the others resist the flow. Conductors offer less resistance and insulators offer more resistance. We know that motion of electrons in an electric circuit constitutes an electric current. The electrons, however, are not completely free to move within the conductor. They are restrained by the attraction of atoms among which they move. Thus, motion of electron through a conductor is retarded by its resistance. Retarded andre kammi agutte by the resistance offered by the conductor. A component of a given size that offers a low resistance is a good conductor. A conductor having some appreciable resistance is called a resistor. A component of identical size that offers higher resistance is a poor conductor. An insulator of the same size offers even higher resistance. Conductors offer less resistance and insulators offer high resistance. Conductors offer less resistance and insulators offer high resistance. Okay, now we will go to the next part. Please write the heading. After that, again I will read the textbook today because we have to study resistivity. We studied factors affecting resistances. What are our factors? L, A, nature of material and temperature. Okay, now write heading resistivity or specific resistance. The heading gave by notes and resistivity. Resistivity or specific resistance. Resistivity or specific resistance. Okay, now look, how is resistivity or specific resistance denoted? It is denoted as rho. It is denoted by a simple called what? Rho. RHO. And style ಮಾಡಬಾರದು, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೀಲಿ. It is rho. Okay. So this is called as what? Specific resistance or resistivity. Resistance and resistivity are different. Resistance and resistivity are different. Resistance means R and resistivity means rho. Okay. So first understand, then you will have time to write. We know that R is proportional to L. Yes or no? We studied factors affecting electrical resistance. We studied R is proportional to what? L. We also studied R is proportional to 1 by A. Studied? We said as area increases, resistance decreases and current becomes more. So we should prefer shorter, thicker wire. Same logic. So now I will combine 1 and 2 because both are resistances. Compiling equation 1 and equation 2. Correct? What I will get? R is proportional to L by A. Yes? Removing the proportionality sign and multiplying it with a constant rho, I will get what? R is equal to rho L by A. Correct? Where rho is called as what? Resistivity or specific resistance. Specific and tachna, it is specific for specific material. The resistivity of silver is lowest and hence it is the best conductor of electricity. So for different metals, the resistivity will be specific or different. So now, what is the SI unit of rho? So we know that R is equal to rho L by A. So rho is equal to ಏನಪ್ಪ? Cross multiply ಮಾಡಿ. R A by L. R is measured in ohms. Area is measured in meters square. L is measured in meter. So this gets cancelled. So what is the SI unit of rho? Ohm meter. Is it clear? So this comes for how many marks? 2 marks in whole. Derivation of resistivity. So how do you derive resistivity? You say R is proportional to L. R is inversely proportional to A. From where did we know? Factors affecting electrical resistance. Both are R, so you combine equation 1 and 2. So you get what? R is proportional to L by A. Removing the proportionality sign and multiplying it by a constant rho, you get R is equal to rho L by A. Where rho is called as what resistance? Specific resistance or resistivity. How do you define the SI unit of rho? R is equal to rho L by A. So rho is equal to R A by L. R is measured in ohms. And A is measured in meter square. L is measured in meter. So this and this gets cancelled and rho is equal to what? Ohm meter. Clear? We will write one more time and then we will go through our textbooks. Fine? So how do you talk about specific resistance or resistivity? You should really not require to mug it up. You should be able to understand. We know that R is proportional to L. R is inversely proportional to 1 by A. Combining equation 1 and equation 2, I will get what? R is proportional to L by A. Removing the proportionality sign and multiplying it with a constant, I get R is equal to rho L by A. So this is how we talk about rho. This rho is specific resistance or resistivity. Okay? R is what? Resistance in ohm. L is length of the conductor in meter and A is area of cross section in meter square. Now we talk about SI unit of rho. Then I have to find out the SI unit of specific resistance. I say cancel. So rho is equal to what? Ohm meter. Clear? So now, for any good conductor, resistance also should be low, resistivity also should be low. If it has to have a good conductor, or if it has to behave like a good conductor, both its resistance and resistivity has to be what? Low. Low resistance or low resistivity indicates that they are what? Good conductors of electricity. Now, let us read 12.5, factors on which resistance of a conductor depend. Okay? Complete an electric circuit consisting of a cell, an ammeter, a nichrome wire of length L, and a plug key as shown in figure 12.5. Now plug the key and note the ammeter reading. Replace the nichrome wire by another nichrome wire of the same thickness but twice the length. Okay, now how to understand this? This is a nichrome wire of length L. Aita? Naaniga first idan haki ammeter reading tagonde. Now what I did? I took the second time, I said the nichrome wire of the same thickness but twice the length. So you know, add length. So if I add this also, length will increase, length of the wire will increase, correct? If I say fold martini wire na, thick martini andre yenagogutte, length will become half, area will become double. Gotaita? If I fold a wire and I say, I have taken a wire of resistance 5 ohms. I fold the wire on it, calculate the new resistance. So earlier suppose we say its length was L, area of cross section was A. When I fold the wire on it, what will happen? Length will become L by 2 and area will become 2A. Hasn't it become more fact? So length has decreased. So length will become L by 2 and area will become what? 2A. So note the ammeter reading. Now replace wire by a thicker nichrome wire of the same length. A thicker wire, instead of taking a nichrome wire, connect a copper wire in the circuit. Does the current depend on the length of the conductor? Does the current depend on the area of cross section of the wire used? Yes. The current depends upon the length because R is proportional to L. As the length increases, resistance increases, but what decreases? Current decreases. It is observed that the ammeter reading decreases to 1/2 when the length of the wire is doubled. Correct? More the length, more the resistance, less the current. The ammeter reading is increased when a thicker wire of the same material and of the same length is used in a circuit. A change in ammeter reading is observed when a wire of different material of the same length and same area of cross section is used. Adenaitu third point bantu, nature of material. On applying Ohm's law, we observe that the resistance of the conductor depends upon its length, its area of cross section, and on the nature of its material. I have even added a fourth point, which is temperature. Precise measurements have shown that the resistance of a uniform metallic conductor is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Correct? We have studied this. So R is proportional to L, R is proportional to 1 by A. Combining both, you get R is proportional to L by A. So R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is called constant of proportionality and is called electrical resistivity, or the material of the electrical resistivity of the material of the conductor. The SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. How to derive? We did. How to derive ohm meter? It is the characteristic property of a material. Andre every material will have different ohm or different rho. The metal and the alloys, please underline this point. The metal and the alloys have low resistivity. So metal has low resistivity in the range of 10 to the power of minus 8 to 10 to the power of minus 6 ohm meter. They are good conductors of electricity. Illi barkoli pakkadalli illi bariri. Low resistance, low resistivity, good conductor. Low resistance, low resistivity, good conductor. Clear? Insulators like rubber and glass have resistivity of the order of 10 to the power of 12 and 10 to the power of 17 ohm meter. Bariri. High resistance, high resistivity insulators. High resistance, high resistivity insulator. Correct? Now both the resistance and the resistivity of the material vary with temperature. Both will increase with increase in temperature. Table 12.2 reveals that the resistivity of an alloy is generally higher than its constituent metal. Alloys do not oxidize readily at high temperature. For this reason, they are commonly used in electrical heating devices like electric iron, toaster, etc. Please write a question. Why are alloys used in electrical heating devices? Why are alloys used in heating devices like iron and toaster? Heating devices like iron and toasters. Why are they used? Because they do not oxidize or burn at high temperature. Okay, adra notes alli idella question answers ide. So notes alli nodಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈಗ ಟೇಬಲ್ ನೋಡಿ. Conductor's value ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ. Silver is having the least resistivity in ohm meter. So it is the best conductor of electricity. But when we build our houses, we do not put silver wires. Because today you will put, tomorrow evening that same electrician would have come and stolen. Okay, so India is a country which is very fond of stealing things and public properties, and everything will remove. Apna hi hai karke. So as a result of it, what we do not use silver, but we use a cheaper material which is copper. So after silver comes what? Copper. So they ask, silver is the best conductor of electricity, but for electrical transmission lines, we still use copper and aluminium. Although silver is the best conductor of electricity, it is also very expensive. So we prefer what? Copper and aluminium for transmission wires. After that, you see, in between your conductors and insulators, you have a range of material which are called as alloys. Alloys have a slightly higher resistivity than metals, but less resistivity than insulators. So they are used in all heating devices because they do not burn easily at high temperatures. So they can conduct much higher temperatures. Artha aita? So nam category li hengide? Conductors very low resistivity, alloys slightly more than conductors, and then insulators which have very high resistivity. Artha aito? High resistance, high resistivity insulators. Low resistance, low resistivity conductors. In between conductors and insulators, we put alloys. Alloys have a slightly higher resistance than conductors and lower resistance than insulators. They are generally used in all electrical heating devices because they can withstand high temperatures and they do not oxidize easily at high temperature. Clear? Next question. Why is tungsten alle barkoli? Why is tungsten used as a filament in electric bulbs? Why is tungsten used as a filament in electrical bulbs? Okay, I am giving you only the questions there. Answers are given in the notes. And there is a lot of confusion about the notes. The notes is not opening in the Google Classroom. On the same day I had sent the notes even in the group. Please check your group behind. You will know everything. Okay. So now coming back, we have to study here that why is tungsten used. First point, it is there in your notes. Okay, tungsten has a very high melting point. It I think has a melting point of 3380 or 2380 degrees centigrade. Okay, so it does not melt easily. Second, it does not oxidize at higher temperature. So if the filament doesn't burn out, the longevity of the bulb increases. So tungsten is used as a filament. And if you look, the tungsten filament is very, very thin. Played with the bulb any day and seen the filament? Have you seen? Eegella CFL bulbs barutte. But still you will find something like this is a filament. Have you seen? Okay, that filament is very, very thin. Why? Thicker idre oxidize agodu chances are there. So thinner irodrinda it will glow easily. That is about heating effect of electric current. Okay, and the bulbs are generally filled with noble gases like argon. Why? So that the tungsten filament does not get oxidized easily. Clear? So next question. Why are copper and aluminium preferred for electrical transmission lines? Alle innond question baridi. Why are copper and aluminium preferred for electrical transmission lines? Why are they preferred? Because they have low resistivity. Because they have low resistivity and hence they are good conductors of electricity. They have what? Low resistivity and hence are good conductors of electricity. ಇದನ್ನ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ 10th ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 8th ವರೆಗೂ ನೀವು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೀತಿದ್ರಿ, ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಸರಿ ಏನು ಬರಿಬೇಕು? either on the basis of resistance you will write or on the basis of resistivity. So wherever they ask you that why are they used as conductors, you will say they have low resistivity and less resistance. Clear? So the entire table clear? Metals or conductors have low resistivity. Insulators have high resistivity. Alloys, which are in between conductors and insulators, they are generally used as heating element in electrical devices. You know what are heating elements? I think you will always have an electric iron at home. That light blinks. Have you seen a light blinking? Cotton, ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಲೈಟ್ ಗ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. That is called as what element? Heating element. When you use a toaster also, there is a light which comes. When you use a lot of devices, there will be electrical devices, there will be a light on to show that it is charging or not charging. Okay, so these are the alloys which we generally use. Okay, because they have a slightly higher resistivity and they do not oxidize at high temperatures. So this is all about resistance and resistivity. From Monday, we will do problems based on resistances and resistivity. Tomorrow, by afternoon, I will send you a paper on chemistry having both first and second chapters. You are supposed to write the test on Saturday and probably by Sunday evening, I will send you the answer key. Thank you.